had a total agreement within our party, and the chairman had said that you cannot be a real left-wing politician if you don't support LGBT rights. And that has happened within 4 years period. So that has been a very, very fast movement within a party that's more than 50 years old. So it's not a new party, it's an old party that has changed track and has become, and our party and my target towards that would also mean that you cannot talk about gender issues if you don't talk about LGBT rights. You cannot talk about ethnic equality if you don't talk about LGBT rights as well. And you could imagine that this would also give a lot of challenges within the Muslim community when I went forward and did this. I was the first member of the parliament that participated in the gay pride parade in Denmark. That was not a gay person himself. And that gave a lot of challenge. My own ethnic minority background, my own Pakistani community had a very, very aggressive campaign against me in one of the local national radio stations that was broadcasted. I was dancing with naked men and things like that on the street. The gay parade is more boring than that. But I mean, I don't know if they were hoping or if they were thinking. But anyway, so it became like, and for the first period, I didn't really consider it that much because I was listening to that radio. But my sisters kept telling me that they could not even attend a social gathering anymore because this became such an issue within the Pakistan community. So they were like, and my sister, what really made me turn in this subject was one of my sisters told me that the last social gathering she had attended, she was forced to leave and go out, and she sat in her car and cried. And when I heard that, then I felt that this was something that I could not just overhear. So I called the radio station and I said, I want to get on air, and if you could give me airtime, I will be willing to answer any questions, and you can just open the radio call line, and I'll be there for any time you want. And they gave me airtime 2 or 3 hours every Sunday for 3 Sundays. And I was on the air, and I got a lot of these questions, and I kept saying that if anyone calling in criticizes me for not defending the ethnic minorities' rights, I will listen to that and I will take it, I will change my policy. But if you are blaming me for fighting for other groups, then I will not listen to that, because for me, I cannot fight for the ethnic minorities if I don't fight for the LGBT groups and so on. And I just kept repeating that again and again and again. And fortunately, very happily, things changed. And the Pakistani community understood the message, and even though they didn't necessarily agree with me, they understood the message. And when I attended the parade the year after, there was one of we have this, durum shawarma shops in Örebro. Those of you that will attend the parade will see that we will go through the heart of the multicultural ethnic Copenhagen. And when I went there in the parade, there was one of the shop owners. He came out when he saw me. He was saying, "Kamal, what are you doing?" And I thought, well, I'm attending this parade. 5 minutes later, he came running after me with a durum rule and said, "You have to have something to eat." And for my last election campaign, there was this group of taxi drivers that were supporting me, and they were sitting and having a talk. There were like 5 or 6 of them that were gathered at that meeting. And one of them raised the issue that I was fighting for LGBT rights. And one of the other taxi drivers actually took the floor and said, "Listen, he cannot fight for us if he doesn't fight for them. Can't you see it's all one part of one package?" And when he said that, I felt that things are working out. And right now, I am the only ethnic minority in Danish politics that are working with these issues and that are still on Pakistani radio stations, still had support from my Pakistani community, still are the one that people call on if they want for me to speak on national holidays and things like that. And whenever Danish media ask me, aren't you afraid to live in Nørrebro, which is the hub of ethnic minorities, I always tell them no, because whenever I go out, I don't even have to pay for many of the fruits I'm buying. So that has been really, really a tremendous success that you can make a bridge on these issues, as you also were mentioning from Nepal. There is another challenge that also has been interesting is that in the Danish politics, in the Danish parliament, there was not a majority for these issues. People were saying that it's not natural for gay people to have children, it's not natural for lesbians to have children, which I feel was a stupid argument, sorry for using this word, because you cannot talk about artificial insemination and talk about being natural. I mean, it's a paradox. I mean, if you're artificially inseminating people, it's not natural. If you want to talk about natural things, which I always said that if you want to talk about natural, then let's stop artificially inseminating anyone. Because then there is a nature reason for people not having children. We succeeded getting a majority in the parliament by getting some of the liberal party, which is not, it's only liberal in the name, but there was a few of their members that actually were liberal in their mindset, and they voted with us in the opposition. So firstly, we fought to gather the party in opposition, so have them to support us. And then afterwards, we kind of had some molds. Do you use that word in English? Yes, underground people. So we had like 4 or 5 of those party members that voted with us, and that became a majority. So now we passed a bill that doesn't discriminate in artificial insemination, and we also have an adoption law. And we're also trying to push a bill that would make it more efficient combating hate crime, which some of you may have heard was an episode yesterday. So we still in Denmark have some of these issues. I would like to come back to issues on the challenges within the gay community for someone like me, which I have also faced, that is hard for someone like me to attend meetings like this and so on. But I'll come back to that later on. Thank you for giving me